Good afternoon, and thanks to ICT Academy, and thanks to everyone, and thanks for the lovely introduction. As it said, I'm a Carnatic music enthusiast. I think one apt description for this whole gathering is Entaro Mahanubhavulu Andariki Ma Vandanamu. A lot of pioneers in the CSR. Looking at it as a finance guy and as somebody, a professional from the industry, when I look back and see how CSR has grown in India into a more formalized way, is astonishing. And that is thanks to the efforts of the pioneers, the corporates, and the NGOs that are working on this. We have heard a lot of success stories and big stories of how big corporates have done the CSR their way. Actually, I'm going to dumb it down a lot. Basically, it is like almost my next 15 minutes going to be very anecdotal. It's going to be very personal. And it's almost like CSR for dummies. Basically, Rajshri, my ex-alumni at Cognizant, she talked about how Cognizant Foundation is at its teens. We at CSS Corp are, if that was the comparison, CSS Corp is pretty much at its infancy. And one of the key things when we talk about CSR is that there are a lot of global issues, right? What to concentrate on. It's mind-boggling. What do we take up first? Everybody knows that we have to do CSR. We want to share. There is a mandatory issue. There is also the ethical and the value system-driven companies that really want to share to the society also. And so there are a lot of issues. So the basic question is where to start. And the next important question is, will it be enough, right? Am I going to do something that is going to be enough for solving any of these big problems, right? And can we make a difference? And that existential question is something that CSS Corp also had. And as a finance guy and as a CFO, there's a weakness and also is a strength, is that we are trained to value things or measure things only through money, right? There is always something to look for as a tangible benefit and look for in terms of money. So as the CFO, I was pretty much stuck. We have limited resources. We are a smaller company. What difference can we make and where to start? Right? That's when my HR head came back with a very personal and a very anecdotal kind of a story. And that's something that I wanted to narrate to everyone here. There was this farmer, right? He was crossing his field as part of his daily routine. And then he saw a sparrow that's actually lying in the field. It was lying upside down. It was facing the sky, and it had its legs upwards, pointing upwards. Initially, the farmer thought, oh, maybe this is hurt, it's dead, I don't know. He went close to the sparrow and asked a question, hey, what happened to you? The sparrow was very much alive. And then he asked, you're looking fine, then why are you lying down like this? The sparrow said, you know what? There is going to be a big problem that's going to happen to this earth. The sky is going to fall down on someday. And when it is going to fall down, I am going to hold the sky with my legs. And the farmer was shocked. He said, hey, no, you should know what you are talking about. You are such a small sparrow, the sky is so big, and will you be able to hold on to the sky? But the sparrow said one very good thing, and I think that is pretty much the thesis. When the HR guy told this story, that attracted me, and probably I think that should inspire a lot of small companies to join this CSR bandwagon. The sparrow said, I do not know, and I do not care also. But you know what? I am going to hold my legs as much as possible to hold the sky from falling down. And that became the principal founding thesis of CSR activity. And we started in a very small way. And that's when we also thought that we will and we will make a difference. And like all pioneers in this, we wanted to start with education, basically because traditionally and also in India, education is considered biggest tangible that a person can achieve, and it's always valued a lot. So we started with education, and in education, once again, there are multiple issues, right? There are the income gap issues, there are this rural-urban divide that needs to be addressed, and all the more reason for us to, that we are in the technology industry. Ultimately, it's an easy way of, for the company to kind of contribute towards the industry also, to kind of bring the skill gap down. So we started partnering with ICT Academy on skill training, and it's pretty small right now. I mean, we have only very little anecdotal evidence at this point in time of making a big difference to people. But what we do is we work with close to about 1,000 students within Tamil Nadu to impart skill and soft skill training, technical skill and soft skills training, so that in a year's time, they will actually be employable by the industry. And this, I think, once again, I mean, some metrics that what we have done so far, there is a lot more road to be traveled. But it's like, once again, the story that I said, we are like the sparrow gazing at the sky at this point in time. And we know that we are only a small drop in the whole ocean of CSR, with a lot of pioneers and big companies that are doing a great job in this. But I think it is imperative that we also play a major part in this. And we believe that this can be an inspiration for a lot of small companies and startup companies to join this CSR mainstream. So that's about it from me. Thanks, everybody.